So a lot of people, when we talk about Christianity in some of our videos, one of the most common objections to Christianity is always around the Council of Nicea. Somebody will say, did you know that Jesus Christ was invented at the Council of Nicea? There were 24 bishops and it was 325 AD. And I always laugh at the AD because immediately when somebody says, AD, Anno Domino, after the day of the Lord, they're already saying that this is 325 years after Christ was born. But then they still say, no, he was still invented 203 and 25 years after that. So today we're going to be busting some myths about the Council of Nicea, really explaining to people why this argument falls in all angles. And so I'm joined today by my friend Uden Karanja, and he is from Kenya originally, residing in the US at the moment. He's somebody who is a researcher. He really has a passion for church history and really reaching out to our generation and dealing with some of the misinformation that we find in our community. So without wasting any time, Dan, we want to welcome you, but also say the floor is yours. You're free to present.
All right. Thank you very much for this chance to discuss once more about why we need to defend our faith and why we need to learn and be more educated on the roots about Christianity, and especially for this channel about the African roots of Christianity. It is commonly said that Christianity is a white man's religion. It is not. And we are here to show in a reasoned, calm way that it is not. In fact, Emperor Constantine was not baptized until right before he passed away. And that was a conscious decision on his part. I believe he wrote about it. He was not baptized until just before he died, on his deathbed. And I believe one of the monuments that was created by him when he was still alive has no reference to Christianity whatsoever. So if Christianity was a big deal for him, a big part of his life, you would imagine, because he was as powerful as you could be at that time, he would have added something, some reference to, like a cross or any other symbol to signify Christianity.
I think before you shift, it's important, Dan, that you just highlight to our listeners that the discussion or the debate begins in Africa, right? It's between two African bishops, Arius, Athanasius. It's not an idea that begins in Europe. Yes, Constantine brings the meeting because the debate is there, but who is debating? Where are they debating? And I think we can't overlook the fact that this is a discussion that begins in Africa.
Correct. And in fact, some of the key players to the ideas that are discussed here were African. One of them, as you mentioned, was a young Christian called Athanasius from what is now Egypt. Arius was also from Egypt. There was also the Bishop Alexander from Alexandria, was obviously African. As we shall find out, there is also other Africans who were major players in the council. Obviously, there is a lot more than just Africans, but we want to highlight that the Christianity has roots in Africa right from the very beginning. Yeah. So myth number one is that Constantine, as we said, that he made Christianity the official religion of the Roman Empire. That is not true. You can read the Edict of Milan. There are multiple versions. I think there are 2 versions. You can read them for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. You can read and see. He never made Christianity the religion. All he did was say, let the people worship in peace. Let them worship openly. And this, as we discussed, had already been begun in the year 311 in what is now Bulgaria, which was part of the Roman Empire. And you can read that decree also. It says, and it makes it very clear that, these people who call themselves Christians, because they have abandoned their old religion, their old faith, and they are not seeing the error of their ways, let them go about worshiping who they were. So Christianity was not made the official religion. What the decree did, the Edict of Milan in 313, was to allow other people, not just Christians, other people to worship whom they may. So Constantine never made Christianity the official religion of the Roman Empire.